Hey now. So it's Sunday, February 27th. Usually I like to record these on Friday during my busy season, but Friday was my birthday. Happy birthday to me. So it's Sunday, and I want to talk about one of the greatest Negro Leaguers of all time, and that is Cool Papa Bell. He was, I believe, the fifth or sixth Negro Leaguer ever inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The best comparison today would probably be Ricky Henderson. There's some great quotes from Satchel Paige about Cool Papa Bell. Number one is he could run through a car wash without getting wet. Probably not true. But the second one is he was so fast he could turn the lights off and be in bed before it got dark in the room. And they say that is true. Long story short, in the South, they could flip a switch and it took a few seconds for the circuits to connect. And he bet Satchel Paige that he can get in bed before it would get dark in the room. And that actually happened. He won the bet. So Cool Papa Bell, he lived to 1991, but he really stopped signing autographs in 1990. In April of 1990, two things happened. Number one is he had a private signing at his house, and the people came in and actually stole his memorabilia, and they were never convicted. And then number two, a short time later, he had a stroke. So they say, like, after the stroke and after they stole the memorabilia, he stopped doing private signings. Until then, he was a very gracious signer, even though he started losing his eyesight in the early 80s due to glaucoma. So there's a lot of autographs out there. He was, like I said, he got in the Hall of Fame, I believe, in 1974, and was a very willing signer. He loved going to Cooperstown. He would stay day and night signing autographs. He was very notorious for signing autographs sent to his home in a felt pen because it was tough to see because of his glaucoma. So the felt pen made it easier to contact, to write on a baseball and so on and so forth. So first I want to show you my autograph, and then we will talk about the forgeries that are out there, because Cool Papa Bell, even though he was great signing through the mail, he didn't like to travel much besides going to Cooperstown. So you really didn't see him at card shows. If you wanted to get his autograph in the 80s, you had to either mail it to him or mail it to someone that would go to his house to do a private signing in St. Louis. So without any further ado, let's take a look at Cool Papa Bell's autograph. So this here is probably my favorite Cool Papa, one of my favorite autographs in my collection. Not because it's worth the most, but this is a letter on Cool Papa Bell stationery. And I actually took the letter down. It's right here because of the fact that you couldn't really read it on here. So I want to read it to you. It's from April 6, 1983. This is all in Cool Papa Bell's handwriting. And he says, "Dear sir, hope you can read my writing. I am losing my eyesight. As Josh Gibson and Babe Ruth, difference it was black and white ball players could play rings around them." Yeah, he said around twice. This was long ball hitters. What about around that hit more home runs than Babe Ruth? In the Negro Leagues, Josh Gibson hit 72 home runs in 1933. It no ball player is the best. They gave me credit for being the greatest, will not excellent it. Turkey Stearns played in the Negro Leagues, hit more home runs than any ball player. I hope you understand. Sincerely, James Cool Papa Bell. So yeah, I love the content of the letter, and it's on his letterhead, as you could see right here. So I will show you some more James Cole Papa Bell, but again, the key thing here in 1983, he's saying, "Listen, I'm losing my eyesight. The letters are bouncing up and down here," but he still has the full two O and L, and you'll see how that changes here. Let's go into the PSA database real quickly and look at his autograph. It may be easier to take a look here. So again, this is a typical a Cool Papa Bell autograph signed, I would say, post 1980. You can see here it's fairly straight, but the letters are still bouncing. It's not a straight line. You want to look with the James. He didn't always sign James Cool Papa Bell. Sometimes he just signed Cool Papa Bell. But the James here should be like a real point right here. Should be like a triangle with points at the left and then the up here. Bounce around here. The C should come around like a loop right here. And again, it almost looks like the word God to me. I don't think it's either like G-O-D. And again, the O, the second O especially, went straight into the L. It didn't go across the little line connecting here. And again, the Papa and then the Bell, and it should have a right slant like it's about to fall over. And again, as he got older, you'll see the angle started approaching downwards. This looks like a typical male signed autograph again in a nice felt pen. You can see the sharp points with the James. Again, rounding around. It looks like more of a D here than two O's. If we keep looking here, again, this looks like, again, to me, you can see the sharp points. The G right here looks like, I know it's a C, but it looks like a G to me, almost a capital G. And again, cool. And it's bouncing around. It's not on a straight line. So again, this is a common, right here is a common autograph photo of him. It's probably the most common photo you'll see of him signed. He used to send these back kind of. Now here's a gift from 1975, and when he signed the baseballs, what you want to look at, he signed very small. This looks like an autograph that was sent to his home. He signed it again. This is dated 1975. It's a beautiful signature. It's pretty straight. This is before his glaucoma started kicking in about 5 years later. But again, the autograph should be signed very small. So I think we're going through, and yeah, this is another signed letter signed in 1975. And even then, he's bouncing, even though the glaucoma hasn't hit yet. So again, before we go into that, I want to look at a couple autographs here. Now, he did have a stroke in 1990, shortly after the theft. And rumor had it he was still signing autographs at his home post-stroke, but you had to mail it to him. No one was allowed into his house anymore because of the fact of the stroke. And his wife died like a few years later, and he just stopped signing altogether. A few months later, he stopped signing altogether. So you can see two autographs right here. These are Heritage, and I really feel these are good post-stroke signatures. And again, it looks like with this, again, you're not going to see the James anymore. He dropped that completely post-stroke. And again, it's just like you see the wraparound. And again, this now really looks like God to me is what I look for. It's like the O and the L merged together to a D. It should be not symmetrical at all, like all over the place with the Papa and the bell. And one more I want to show here. Again, I think this is good, but this is an important autograph here. He signed kind of bigger post-stroke because, again, he couldn't see. He had a stroke. It was very shaky. You could see right here, it's just like a D and a big wrap around C right here. Drop down, and it's like a drop down. He couldn't sign straight. I'm surprised he was even able to sign this. And this is a 1989 signed back. So it was signed post-induction 89. So it was definitely a post-stroke signature. I don't even know how he was able to sign this, but I really do feel it's good. So again, if we go right here, this is a ball sold on Heritage in 2012. It didn't sign for much, but it's concerning to me. A lot of things is number one with the China ball. So again, this is almost like a post-stroke signature, but look how straight it is. He signed it on a straight line. So see how it looks like it's almost, the P rises with the bell and everything else. Again, knowing the Judy Johnson here. I'm sure this was certified. It doesn't matter who owns it now. This is not one I would want to sign in my collection. And I want to show a couple other post-stroke signatures real quickly that concern me. And again, these are on Facebook websites. Now, this one right here, look how straight that is, that cool Papa Bell. Now, if this were signed in the 70s, I would say, you know what? There's a good chance this is good. Without seeing this ball further and seeing the back of it right here, and everything else here is good. I just pulled this one I saw on Facebook. I mean, it could be good. I'm not saying it's fake, but it's so straight that if this wasn't signed in a 1970s baseball, I would have concerns buying it. And this last one here, again, this is also on Facebook. Definitely a post-stroke signature. Could this be good? Maybe. I wouldn't touch this if you paid me, though. The reason is his autograph sweet spot on a baseball should be no more than $1,000, but people will pay close to that for this signature right here. Now, if it's good, yeah, it could be, but like, why pay a premium, even though it's a single sign ball, for something that's so sloppy? So if you're out there, you're in the market for a cool Papa Bell autograph, you can get a check for about $500. Those letters that I show, they're still out there. They're not extremely difficult to find. Other than that, I would spend no more than $100. You can get a flat signed index card of Cole Papa Bell for like $20. It depends how badly you want a baseball or not. Obviously, there is a premium on the baseballs. Like I said, he did a lot of private signings at his home, but like they're not terribly rare if you go out and get it. So again, if you're going to buy one, you want to look for a small one. You want a full James Cole Papa Bell. Look for the points in the J, the one pointing to the left, the one pointing up. So you probably have them in your collection. If not, and you want them, not terribly difficult to get. If you want something like his Hall of Fame induction 74, you're going to pay a substantial premium on that because, again, he stopped signing in 1990, and they just weren't inscribing them back then. There are a couple out there that exist that are good, but very tough to find. So that's about it. Next will be Johnny Bench. For the living Hall of Famers, you can make an argument he signed more autographs than any other living Hall of Famer. So we'll talk about that real quickly when we get to Johnny Bench next. As always, keep collecting.